Meantime, for more on the straw poll, the day after, and what lies ahead for the GOP candidates, I'm joined now live by Shira Toeplitz, political reporter for Roll Call. Shira, I hope you can hear me. Got a good connection?
Yes, I can hear you just fine, Alex.
It's all good. Let's go then as we talk ahead about Michelle Bachmann, of course, the woman of the hour. How can she turn this win into momentum for a broader audience?
One word, fundraising, right? This win is going to be a great boost for her campaign. I think a lot of people have discredited Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann in the past for not being able to run a serious operation, for even criticizing her executive skills. This really shows that she can put together a strong organization. And that's going to prove to a lot of donors who've been sitting on the sidelines or maybe even supporting Tim Pawlenty in the past that she can do this. And she's going to raise a lot of money out of this. She's already a strong fundraiser. Well, she's going to bring in even more cash now.
Yeah. And that disappointing third place finish for Tim Pawlenty, and really no way to spin it to his advantage, at least in the short term. What do you make of his concession this morning? Do you think he is setting himself up for anything?
You know, he rolled out pretty unequivocally that he does not want to be vice president. He was made a short list last time around with Senator John McCain. He said he doesn't want to do that again. But, you know, things change. Things can happen. He might be, by leaving this early, by leaving gracefully, by not staying in the race and just trying to compete with some of the other candidates with diminished resources, you know, and he lives up to his nice guy reputation. He's made nice with the field in a lot of ways, and maybe one of them will choose him to help him with his campaign down the road and maybe even be in a future cabinet position.
Let's look at Ron Paul. He came in a very close second to Bachmann. Do you think this legitimizes his campaign? Does it make it more mainstream at all, or is it still just too narrow of a voting pool to give him any real momentum?
Look, it definitely shows that Ron Paul has a more serious organization, that he has a lot of support. He already had a lot of fundraising, but nationally, he's still just not a very serious contender. He plays well in Iowa. This was a tested organization. He brought a lot of people in to vote for himself, but nationally, it's going to be really hard to see him getting the nomination under any circumstances. You
know, I'm looking at the results right now to the straw poll. Do you think that, as you look at them as well, Shira, anyone else painted into a corner here? You know, Rick Santorum in fourth. We've got Herman Cain in fifth. You know, Perry and Romney, I think, are their own separate entities. Newt Gingrich, John Huntsman.
Yeah, I don't get Newt Gingrich at this point, why he's still in the race. I mean, that should really show him, these straw poll results, that he doesn't have the support. It's just not there. I'll be interested to see his fundraising report come out at the end of October to see how much money he has, how much debt he's in. I mean, this should really be another signal to Newt Gingrich that this is not just his time. I do think it's interesting that Rick Santorum came in fourth. I mean, that was kind of a position that's barely enough to keep him in alive, and I'm pretty sure Rick Santorum is now going to be joining Congresswoman Bachmann and Rick Perry in Waterloo tonight for the Lincoln Day dinner up there. So he's still trying to stay in the race despite getting a fourth place finish.
Okay, Shira Toeplitz, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.